Hello, welcome to Record Time. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Mina. I'm happy to be here with you. Record Time is a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. I'm so excited to dive in. It seems like there's a lot of pieces. There's a lot that the keepers of the records want to share. So let's get into it. As I tune in and listen to what they have to share with us this week, I invite you, if it's safe, if it's accessible, if you're not multitasking, you are welcome to close your eyes if that would feel good to you. Maybe take a deep breath and just let yourself settle in for the next few minutes, allowing yourself to receive from the records. Okay, so they are asking us, what is at the root of all you do? What is at the center of your process? What is at the root of all you do? What is at the center of your process? So there are, as I said, there's kind of like a lot of different pieces around this. So I'm going to do my best to speak to this in a way that hopefully makes sense. We might be jumping around a bit. So when they're asking us what is at the root of all we do, what's at the center of our process, this might sound similar or reminiscent of the question that people often ask, which is, what's your why? What's your why? Why are you doing this? Which is like such a good question. I think at some point, if you've heard it a lot, it almost feels a little cliche and tropey, but it's a relevant question to ask. And this is not that question. This is not that question. It feels like they could be related, but there's a subtle difference between the question, what's your why, and what is at the root of all you do? What is at the center of your process? And depending on how you look at it, these could be actually the same question. It could be, what's your why? But there is a subtle nuance between them, because when we are asked, if someone asks us, what's your why? It is really easy to go to the grandest version of your vision, the most idealized, romanticized version of what it is that you're trying to do. It's easy for the why to almost feel up, out, and really far away, like the big vision, the big dream, the thing you are aspiring to. That's the why. It's like, oh, I want to create a better world, right? I want to help as many people as I possibly can. I want to, build like a gorgeous, offering that's like really prosperous, whatever it might be. It could be lots of things, but it's almost like the why. It's easy when we think about our why, when people ask us, what's your why? It's almost like our vision, our gaze goes up and out to like the dreamiest, most, romantic, beautiful version of this vision. And that's lovely. And that can be profoundly galvanizing, motivating, energizing. It's amazing. So there's nothing wrong with that. We love that, and that's great. And it's lovely to have something to feel drawn towards, to feel called towards, even like a beautiful vision that inspires you. And what they are asking us is, what is at the root of all you do? What is the center of your process? That's a pretty different question than what's your why. It can be, if we engage with it with nuance. And so if we could imagine that, when we think of our why, it's like our our gaze, our imaginal gaze goes up and out. When they say what's at the root of your process, they're bringing us down and in. What's at the center of your process? So the why might be the reason you're doing the process, but what's at the center of the process? And so another way to ask this is, what is the center of your experience? Not what's the reason you're doing it. So again, it's almost like bringing the imaginal gaze, like bringing it down and in. And it's actually, it's almost like the imagination, the vision, the visioning quality, the dreaming quality of having a lovely purpose, or not even purpose, but like a lovely vision or dream or desire that you're aspiring towards. That is different than being deeply connected to the reality of your present experience in the moment. So again, there's almost like this one piece is asking you why you're doing it and what you wish to get out of it. And the other one is asking you, is calling you, these questions are calling you to pay attention to what are you experiencing right now in the process of working towards your desire. So it's not about what are we going to get, what do we hope to get, what do we want out of doing all this work or putting in all this effort or showing up for whatever we show up for in our lives. It's what is nourishing us, what is occurring in the present moment as we do it. Is it nourishing? Or does it feel taxing? Are we toiling away in service of this vision? Or is the process of working towards our vision also filling us up? What's at the root of all that you do? And when they say root, it's easy to think, oh, it's what's at the root of it. It means, why am I doing it? That's not what they're saying in this. If you think of the root of a plant, that's the thing that drinks in the nutrients, right? It's like that's drinking in the water. It's in contact with the nutrients of the soil, right? A lot of the sustaining nourishment comes through the roots. And so what's at the root of all you do? What are you getting out of what you do in the present? What is the present experience of the things that you show up for? How does it feel in the moment to show up to life? What's at the center of your process? What's at the center of your experience? As you're in process of tending to your visions, working towards your goals, being in service to your desires, to the cultivation of your desires, as you're working towards getting the thing you want, how does it feel right now to be in the process of moving towards it, of being in it and not yet having it, perhaps? What does the process feel like? That's what they're asking us. And that's all this question is asking you to do, is pay attention to what the process feels like right now, because it's important. It's important. The reason they're asking you this, your beloveds, right? Our Akashic beloveds are asking us to pay attention to what the process feels like, and not only focus on our vision, because they want you to feel deeply cared for as you move through your life, as you move towards the fulfillment, cultivation, fruition of your desires. They want the whole thing to feel good. They want you to be cared for in the process. And again, they're calling our attention to this because it is so easy, at least for me, maybe you're like this too. It's really easy to feel so inspired by the vision, by the desire, by the goal, that we almost put off the nourishment of the moment, of the present, because we tell ourselves it's going to feel good when I get there. It's okay if I have to work extra hard right now, because when I get the thing, it's gonna fill me all the way back up. It's gonna be so satisfying when I finish it. So it's okay if I'm working a little bit overtime, or if I'm not so happy right now, because I'm gonna be happy when I get there. And you know what? In some cases, that might be true. There might be plenty of truth to that. And the reason they're asking us this is, can we not sacrifice the experience of our process just for the gratification of the fulfillment of the desire? Can we not sacrifice the process feeling good just so we can get to the goal? Is it possible to infuse care, nourishment, dare we even say joy, into the process of getting to the joyful desire too? So really, again, this is asking, are you delaying your gratification again and again, habitually, for a goal, like a big goal, maybe a lifelong goal, a long-term goal, that it's going to take time to get there? Because they want you, again, this is coming from such a place of care. They don't want you to deplete yourself in the process of, being in service to your desires. They want the process to feel good too. They don't want you, and there's like heartache on the other side of this. It's like their hearts are so, that's why I'm like touching my chest. It's like, oh, it would be heartbreaking for your Akashic beloveds to witness you work so hard, put in so much devotion to your desires, that when you get there, you feel drained. They don't want that for you. And so that is why they're offering you this invitation to pay attention to what the process feels like. What does your present experience feel like? Can you tend to that? Can you make a little bit more room for it to feel good as it can, as sustainable as it can? Can you dare to desire that the process itself feels good, not just the outcome? Can you be so bold as to ask for that? Can you ask for their help? Is that something that you can consider? They're almost like wanting to embolden you to be so audacious as to dream, as to to be inspired by the possibility, to believe in the possibility that the process can feel good, not just the outcome. And that might be radically different than the way that you have been in relationship with process and goal your entire life. That could be a totally different thing, because I don't think that it's uncommon. That is to say, I think it's pretty common for folks to just grit their teeth through the process in service of the goal, even if the goal is years away, months away, days away. They're like, even if it's not that far away, why can't the process be good too? That's their wish for you. So as you set your intentions, as you move into the year, it doesn't even have to be at the beginning of the year, but anytime you feel caught in your process, or you're beginning a new process, you're setting a new intention, include the process, include the sustenance, the maintenance, the pleasure of the process in your plan. Don't forsake the process, the joy and nourishment of the process, just to get to the goal. Because they want you to be so cared for throughout the whole thing, not just at the end. That's their wish for you. And as always, you are welcome to take this or leave it. This is just one perspective. And I invite you to run this through your own wisdom. Does this resonate with you or not? And if this doesn't feel relevant, if it doesn't feel resonant, that's okay. Pay attention to that. Trust your own wisdom. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you for today. Thank you so much for being here. If this sparked something in you, if this inspired something in you, you're welcome to leave a comment on this video. And if you know someone that would benefit from receiving this message from the Akashic Records, please feel free to share it with them. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you well until next time. Namaste.